If you have spent a ton of time stretching, going to yoga classes, following flexibility videos, but you're not seeing any results, I'm here to finally fix that problem for you. There are a few myths around flexibility and stretching and what you need to do to become flexible so that you can fold over like a pancake, do the splits, feel really free and loose in your body. But the problem is that there's these myths that have been hanging around that everyone's holding on to really, really tight. And I'm here to finally break them for you. Because not only are these myths holding you back, but they are also preventing you from leveling up in your flexibility journey. So let's go ahead and get straight into the 5 myths that are holding you back from becoming flexible. Number 1, and people still fight me on this, despite the fact that it makes logical sense. You need to have straight legs in a hamstring stretch to stretch your hamstrings. This is simply false. When you are doing any hamstring stretch, people assume that they need to straighten their legs and reach down for their toes. Instead, bend your knees, flex your feet even. You don't have to start, but flex your feet. And then notice what happens when you move your pelvis. So in this position, send your tailbone back. What do you start to feel? A really, really strong hamstring stretch. When you stretch like this with straight legs, you're actually stretching your spine. So just think about it. You're lengthening the muscles here and shortening the muscles here. When you bend your knees and flex your feet specifically too, you're pulling the hamstring away from one another because it's attached to your hips. So when you're bending your knees, you're giving yourself more range of motion in your hips. Therefore, you can stretch your hamstrings better. So start here, or you can even start all the way up here. Just try to get your chest to your legs, grab your toes, and then you can slowly slide your feet out over time. Take deep breaths, exhale, fold into that stretch slowly. So also don't like force yourself to be where you're not. And that's gonna get you flexible hamstrings actually really, really quickly, as long as you have the correct alignment. Straight legs, rounded spine, not correct at all. Please, please don't do that anymore. I actually do have stretches where we round forward, but that's not for the hamstrings. I know it may be shocking, but give it a go and you will even feel the difference right away. Myth number 2, tight muscles just need to be stretched. This couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, stretching might be the very last thing that you should be doing. Tight muscles are not always short muscles. They're actually sometimes just weak muscles. Sometimes the nerves are really, really tight. Sometimes the fascia is really, really tight. So you actually need to do a combination of movements first before stretching. So if you do follow my videos and if you are in my membership, you will see that we do actually a lot of things first before going into a stretch. So we kind of warm our fascia up, our nerves, and get that blood flow going to the muscles first before going into a stretch, because it's a lot more complicated than that. We also do a lot of strength training because it's also neurological. So when your nervous system notices that a muscle is weak, it's actually going to tighten up and hold on a little bit more. So you're not going to improve your flexibility if you're not improving your strength. If you are curious on how to do this, go ahead and look up some stretching classes of mine and we'll work through doing things like nerve flossing, strengthening, warming up, and all of that. So I'm not going to go too far into that, but just know that if you have tight muscles, the answer is not just to get into a stretch and sit there. Really just a stack of things that need to happen so that you can release those muscles. That brings me to myth number 3, that flexibility is only about your muscles. That is just simply not true. There needs to be a number of things addressed before your muscles will release. And this can go as deep as the water that you drink. It can go into your diet, your lifestyle. If your body is stressed out by, let's say, tap water that has a lot of chemicals in it, that's going to affect your cellular health and that's going to affect your recovery. It's also going to cause your body to be in a stressed state. Flexibility is a holistic thing. You need to address every area of your life if you want to feel amazing in your body. So you really can't live an incredibly unhealthy lifestyle, eating junk food, drinking alcohol, smoking, whatever, everything that causes inflammation in the body. You're not going to be flexible if you don't address those other issues, okay? So it's not just about muscles. It is overall wellness and health too. Myth number 4, and I already know the comments. Just wait till you're 50, just wait till you're 60, and you'll see that flexibility is lost as we age. Now, obviously, there is truth that we do have unfortunate aging and degradation of our bodies as we get older, okay? There is a natural process for that. But studies have shown that if you maintain your mobility and flexibility work, as I teach you guys, so that we address all areas of the body, and you maintain your health, you can be mobile and flexible into your 90s. You do not have to be this stiff, rounded forward person that can barely walk, can't lift their groceries and bring them into their homes. If you maintain your training, there is a high likelihood that you will still be squatting, flopping over like a pancake, even doing the splits into your 90s. You just have to maintain that training. We're not ignoring aging. We're not pretending it doesn't exist. What are the things that you can incorporate into your life to help support your body, right? Like higher protein intake. Can you be taking a good multivitamin that is made with whole foods, not those ones that you find in CVS, but that's another topic. Drinking purified water. What can you do to maintain the cellular health of your body, right? If you are taking good care of yourself and doing your strength training, mobility work, you are gonna feel really, really good as you age. Myth number 5, this is probably the most common one, and so many people do this thinking that they're making strides in their mobility and flexibility practice, and they're not, is doing those 2 to 3 classes, yoga classes, Pilates classes a week, and then nothing else. So their mobility and flexibility training is the yoga classes, the Pilates classes. Maybe they're doing other activities, but they're not actually training their body in that way on a daily basis. So unfortunately, you guys, it's not just the 2 to 3 hours in a week. It needs to be consistent throughout the day. So actually, the best way to improve your mobility and flexibility, do that too. I have my yoga classes and Pilates classes that I'm doing, but I'm also working on a daily basis with 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever I have time for. So while my coffee is being made in the morning, I will do just 5 minutes, come sit down on my mat, right? Or maybe I'm doing some work, I'm gonna take a quick break, do 10 minutes. And once you learn the routines that I teach, you can just pop one on if you want to, or you will remember them because if you do them enough, and you just do 5 to 10 minutes. First of all, energy boost of note. So it's way better than making another coffee to get your energy up. You will feel so energized and so much more focused. You'll be ready to just work a little bit more, take on the day a lot better when you work on your mobility, because you get that blood flow going into the muscles and you wake up your body, you wake up your brain, you let your brain know that, oh, I am good, I'm feeling great, I can move around, my circulation is amazing, I've done some lymphatic drainage. There's also, I have a rebounder outside, I'll just jump on that a little bit. So really it's the intermittent moving, because you can't sit all day long, right? Then go to your yoga class and expect that none of the damage will be done from sitting for 8 hours and then you just work out for 1 hour, right? You have to make sure that you're moving. So I have desk chair routines, I have hamstring routines, hip routines, spine routines, I have pretty much everything. Standing routines. So if you're looking for that, you are in the right place. And that is it for the 5 myths. Let me know if you were a believer of any of them or all of them. And let me know if this video helped you at all. If this gave you any information, if this made you think, oh, I definitely do that. I would love to hear that in the comments, because honestly, we've all been there, right? So it's fun to relate to each other in the comments, especially when we go through the struggle together, we work on it together. And I'm so glad that you're here, whatever brought you here. I'm so happy you're here, and I will see you in the next one.